How being a multilingual cabin crew can actually help you get the job. After I shared on my Instagram account that I do speak 8 languages, I got tons of messages from people asking me which languages do I speak, where did I learn the languages, how long it took me to learn the languages. So I've decided that I'm gonna make this video in 2 parts. In this part, I'm gonna share with you why being a multilingual cabin crew can actually raise up your chances and be that outstanding candidate that I'm striving for over here on my YouTube channel. That is why I have created I have started creating all those videos. If you scroll down and check the playlist, you will see tons of videos related to getting the job of a cabin crew or securing a job at 40,000 feet, as I love to say. And in the second part of the video, or the second video that I'm gonna publish, it's gonna be an actual advices from my side, what I believe that you can use and you can benefit from on how to learn a second, a third, or a fourth language. So make sure to stay tuned until the last minute of this video, and make sure that you are actually subscribed on my YouTube channel. So here we go. For the start, I would like to clarify with all of you that to be a cabin crew in a Middle Eastern airlines such as Qatar Airways, Emirates Airlines, or Etihad Airways, even Fly Dubai if I'm not mistaken, you only have to be fluent in both written and spoken English. On their website, and their non-negotiable rules and regulations are right over here, it's clearly written that they only require you to speak English, but if you are fluent in any other language, I do believe, and I'm pretty sure that that is considered as a serious skill. Actually, the ability to speak few languages belongs to your key skills. So here are the reasons, as I have announced at the beginning of this video, why I think being a multilingual candidate for the job role cabin crew can actually raise up your chances. Companies around the world and airlines in the Middle East in particularly are spending a lots of money investing in that excellent customer service experience, and we as candidates, when we go for that open day and that assessment day, we actually go there very well equipped with the knowledge about what is excellent customer service experience, how is it provided, how it's going to be benefiting the airline I'm working for, how it's going to be benefiting me. But today in this video we're talking about the excellent customer service experience provided by a multilingual cabin crew. Even though the customers are fluent in English, they're fluent in other language, they would still prefer to get their customer experience in their native language. Being a flight attendant for 10 years in Qatar Airways has shown this to me thousands of times. I've had customers who were excellent in English and they were speaking English from the moment they board the aircraft until they disembarked. But the moment I had a cabin crew who speaks their language, or if I was the cabin crew that speaks their language, they only would prefer to communicate with me, to get that customer service experience from me, as they were feeling comfortable communicating in their mother language and in their native language. And lots of times, ladies and gentlemen, we do have customers who do not speak English, and therefore somebody who is able to speak and communicate in the mother language of that customer would be crucial, especially in situations when medical assistance is required. We have had situations when none of the cabin crew speaks the language of the customer, but then in this scenario we are thinking resourcefully and we are looking for customers who can translate and stuff like that. So mainly for safety reasons, mainly for first aid reasons, we are going to be in advantage if we speak few languages, few destinations such as intragal destinations where, let's say, an Arabic speaker is required, let's say flights to Japan, flights to China. Although there is not like a strict guidance that a language speaker is required, but it is so much beneficial when we fly from this part of the world, we actually have somebody who is fluent in the language. Nowadays, again, I'm gonna mention and I'm gonna say that we do speak English, it's not a problem, but back in the days, let's say my mother's generation, or even people who are a little bit elder than my parents, they never learned English in school. And I can say this from an Eastern European person point of view. When my mother was studying high school, they were studying in the high school and in the primary school Russian language. They considered back in the 70s and 80s in Yugoslavia, that was Yugoslavia back in the days, they considered that studying Russian is equal as studying English, French, German, so on and so forth. However, today in 2020, it's not like that, even though Russian is a very widely spoken language all over the world. However, English is something that is very much needed in all the parts of the communication, in all the aspects of the human living. We all know that, and as you know, that being a flight attendant in the Middle Eastern airline, again I'm going to emphasize, requires you to be in both written and spoken English. Presenting yourself in front of the recruitment team on your CV with a language extra, or perhaps few languages extra, will definitely give an impression about you that you are somebody who possesses adaptability, that you are somebody who is creative and who has organization skills. Human resource teams, recruitment teams in this case, they do know that learning a second or a third language, it's not something that comes by accident. It's something that requires intelligence, requires dedication, and requires a lot of time to be spent. So therefore a lot of other skills will be presented about you if you just show up a CV in which beside English you are speaking also few other languages. Since you're watching this video, you most probably have that willingness to learn new language, as many of you have actually asked me on my Instagram account, and that definitely will display in front of the recruitment team that you're a person who would like to learn. You are somebody who has a desire for learning. And remember, in many of my videos I have spoken and I have said to you that the recruitment team is actually looking for learners. Being an international cabin crew for a Middle Eastern airline or any airline in the world requires learners, as you will be actually getting updates on daily basis. You will have to implement constantly new procedures, so you have to have ability to be fast thinker, to be learners. So definitely being that person who speaks few other languages will present you in front of the recruitment team as a learner. Presenting yourself as that multilingual cabin crew will definitely leave a serious impression that you are somebody who possesses an excellent set of communication skills. Often candidates are asking me how they can improve your communication or their communication in general. So one of the ways to present yourself as somebody with a good set of communication skills is actually to speak few languages, to communicate. Candidates that have presented themselves with ability to speak few languages or multilingual future cabin crew are observed by the recruitment team as candidates that are positive, that are motivated, and that are innovative. And my favorite, I always leave it for the end. Having that good set of communication skills enhanced by your ability to speak few languages will definitely display you as a candidate in front of the recruitment team that is highly culturally intelligent, also emotionally intelligent. So as you can see, speaking few languages or being that multilingual cabin crew can actually only raise up your chances, as I have said at the beginning of this video, to get the job and become the cabin crew for the airline that you are wishing for. And on my Instagram account, during the quiz that I have announced, in which I've said that I speak 8 languages, many of you were asking me which languages I speak. As you know, I'm born in North Macedonia, so my mother language is obviously Macedonian. Many of you were asking me what is Macedonian like. So I shared that it's similar to Russian, as we belong to the same group of languages. We use the Cyrillic alphabet, which looks exactly like this. And the second language I was learning was obviously English. As you know, part of my education, my primary school education, I have spent it in Canada back in 1997. That's the year I believe that I have mastered the English language, and I have adopted it so close to me. Even today when I speak English, I believe I feel myself as same as I speak Macedonian. That much I feel I can express myself when I'm speaking the language. In Canada I was studying a second language, which was Spanish. So when I came back to Macedonia and the soap operas were so popular, the Spanish soap operas, I think that I haven't even enhanced it more. The Spanish language is so easy to learn and it's really amazing. In the primary and secondary school, and also in the high school in Macedonia, I was studying French, but I believe that French is the language that I have used it the least when it comes to communicating. I'm very fluent to read French, and I do understand French. However, I think I will need a month or two to be in a French-speaking region to be able to be fluent and to speak French as I used to. So these are the 4 languages I have mentioned so far. While I was in high school, for 3 years, I was taking Italian language classes with a professor from my school, which I really liked it. Once upon a time, as I have mentioned, in high school, there was everything in my life about Italy, Italian music, Italian books, Italian movies, and everything about Italy. And till today, everything is about Italian food. I really love Italian food. It's one of my favorite food, actually. So those are the 5 languages I speak, which are totally different than the Macedonian. 4 actually totally different than in Macedonian. And obviously, as somebody who comes out from the Balkan, I do speak Serbian and I speak Bulgarian. So those are the 7 languages I spoke when I signed in, or when I showed up for the recruitment process and the open day for Qatar Airways. However, now I also speak German, as in the past 1.5 years I'm hanging out with the German language, and a few days ago I actually passed successfully the German course, the language for the German course. So I'm kind of proud of it. I have a little bit of credibility to tell you tips and tricks and to share with you ideas how to learn a second or a third language and help you secure the job at 40,000 feet. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to click like, to subscribe, to hit that notification button for the many videos that are coming. Until then, stay blessed, bye bye, and have a nice day.